Hello, welcome to lesson 2.3. Today we're looking at multiplying decimals. So our essential question is, well, how do I multiply decimals? So we have a vocab word here called the leading digit. The leading digit is the first non-zero digit. So if we had a number like 3.5, our leading digit would be the 3. But if we had another number, say 0.046, our leading digit would be the 4. It's the first non-zero digit. Okay? So let's look at multiplying. One thing you'll notice about multiplying decimals, or you may not notice it in these first two examples, is we do not have to have our decimals lined up. It just happens to be in this case. You'll see in the third example we do that you do not need your decimals lined up. So first thing is, just kind of ignore the decimals. Go ahead and multiply. So let's see, 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 9 is 45. Carry your 4. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 4 is 44. Drop down, add a 0. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 9 is, 6 times 9 is 54. Carry the 5. 6 times 8 is 48, plus 5 gives us 53. Nothing should be new so far. That's just regular multiplication. So you start adding up. 0 and 5 gives you 5. 5 and 6 is 11. Carry your 1. 8 plus 1 is 9. 7 and 5. Alright, so this is what we got when we multiplied. Now let's go back and look at our decimals. Here's how the decimals work in multiplication. The way it works is the number of digits after the decimal in the problem needs to be equal to the number of digits after the decimal in your answer. So let's look here. Digits after the decimal, we have 1, 2. In this number we have 1, 2. So altogether we had 4 digits after the decimal in our problem, which means in our answer we need to have 4 digits after the decimal as well. Now I'm just recopying it down here. So let's see, 4 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5.7915. That would be our answer when we multiply. Notice 4 numbers after the decimal in the problem, 4 numbers after the decimal in the answer. Alright. Now this next one is typed up on your note sheet, but that's because I've updated mine. 2.5 times 0.3. So first, multiply. 3 times 5 is 15, carry the 1. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Nothing to add, just one digit multiplication. Alright, how many numbers are after the decimal in this problem? Well, I see 1 in the first line, and I see 1 in the second line, giving us a total of 2. That means in our answer, we need to have 2 numbers after the decimal. So, if our number is 75, 2 numbers after the decimal would be 1, 2.75. 2 numbers after the decimal in the problem, 2 numbers after the decimal in the answer. Okay, I've tried the first 2. Now let's have you try one. 2.83 times 627, and let's have the decimal out front. Now, notice my decimals are not lined up. That's okay, you don't need it. Multiply together first, then at the end, figure out where your answer goes. So, why don't you hit pause while you do the math, and come back and we'll do the problem together. Okay, hopefully you had time to try this out. Now let's see what we get when we multiply. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 8 is 56, plus 2 is 58. Carry the 5. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 5 is 19. Drop down, add a 0, multiply times 2. 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 8 is 16, carry the 1, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Drop down, add 2 zeros this time, multiply times 6. 6 times 3 is 18, carry the 1. 6 times 8 is 48, plus 1 is 49, carry your 4. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 4 is 16. Just like multiply so far, add up. 14, carry the 1. Let's see, we've got 8, we've got 10 here. 10 plus 8 is 18, plus another 6 gives us 24, carry the 2. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 5 is 15, plus 2 more is 17, carry the 1. 1 plus 6 gives us 7, and 1. Alright, now let's figure out where our decimal goes in our answer. We have 2 numbers after the decimal in the first line, and 1, 2, 3 numbers after the decimal in the second line, giving us a total of 5 numbers after the decimal in the problem, which means in our answer we also need to have 5 numbers after the decimal. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 numbers after the decimal in the answer, so our answer is 1.77441. And that's all there is to multiplying decimals. Don't have to have your decimals lined up. You just have to figure out the number of decimals in the problem has to be the same as the number of decimals in the answer, or the number of decimal places in the answer. Now, let's try an application problem. Here, we're going to multiply decimals to find the area of this big rectangular shape here. Now, I've given you the length and the width. So, if you remember back from chapter 1, the area of a rectangle is the length times width. So to find the area, we need to multiply these two numbers together. Alright. So, I always put the longer number on top, 0.495 times 70. Notice again, our decimals are not lined up. If this guy had a decimal, it would be at the end. But we do not need the decimals lined up to multiply. We just multiply. 0, 0, 0. That's an easy row. Drop down, add a 0. 7 times 5 is 35. Carry your 3. 7 times 9 is 63. Plus 3 more, 66. Wait a second. 7 times 9 is 63. Plus 3 more, 66. Yep. 7 times 4 is 28. 28 plus 6 is 32. No, I'm sorry, 34. Okay. So, add it up. 0, 5, 6, 4, 3. Now, your decimal, let's see, we have, in this row, we have 3 numbers after the decimal. In this row, we have none. 3 plus 0 gives us a total of 3 numbers after the decimal in the problem. So in our answer, we also need to have 3 numbers after the decimal. 1, 2, 3. That is our answer. Okay, so just to reiterate, you do not need to have decimals lined up when you multiply, but you must have your decimals lined up when you add or subtract. Okay, so I hope this has been a good lesson, and I hope to see you in lesson 2.4.